You're in the right place at the right time. Listen, we've got our NFL draft after party. Of course, you know the draft is over. We got Urban Seabrook in the house. Up there at the top, ex-Berkeley wide receiver, Mr. Sure Hands, South Carolina State Bulldog. And down below, we got Lone Wolf, the mayor of Steeler Nation, none other than Lothario Vantage. And he's putting up a 6. That must be a SOS or, I don't know, some kind of Morse code. What that mean? I don't know.
That means 6 Super Bowls. You know what it means.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't privy to that. But yeah.
You were there.
Right. No, I think the only one I was privy for, I remember the desert. I remember Neil O'Donnell in the desert.
In Arizona, right.
That's what, yeah. I remember that, the desert. So hey, we're gonna go ahead and get it started tonight. Check out the promo. We should have some more analysts coming in, some other people chiming in. But hey, you are here with us on the NFL Draft After Party. Yeah.
That's that Cornell boy. Hey, he getting good, dog.
He getting good, man.
He getting good. Got a little Spanish guitar going on. I hear you playing.
Spanish guitar.
I hear you, dog. Yeah. That's all right. Mandalay.
Hey, well, you know, I wanted to change things, spice it up a little bit tonight, you know, and so we're here live for the NFL Draft After Party. It looks like we got one person that's chiming in, that's looking at us. So hey, we're glad, but we know that before the evening is out, we know we're gonna get some more people watching. But we had some more people that's supposed to show up, and let me tell you something. They make me put stuff up, but them Carolina Panthers, and they make me put stuff up, but them Bucks. Listen, we gonna talk bad about your team if you don't show up. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't come, we gonna talk bad about your team. I'm just joking. We gonna talk bad about your team. But so, Irv and Mayor of Steeler Nation, what did you think about the 2021 draft?
I'll let the mayor go first since he's a dignitary tonight.
Hey,
You know, he's outnumbered by the cowboy. You know.
I'd like to say hello to my contemporaries, Mr. Irvin C. Brooke, Cornell, Brother Tony Johnson. Hey, I'm pleased to be here. What I was saying about the 2021 draft is that it's exactly what is needed. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that it's in an iconic city being Cleveland, you know, was it Hall of Fame? Canton, Ohio, and Cleveland, you know, the Browns, for whatever reason, that's beyond me. They're very enthused about this upcoming season. To me, they're nothing but a third place team. But we'll talk about that later. You know, I mean, we are the AFC North champs. You know, I don't want anybody to forget about that. We have Pittsburgh.
Woo, all right.
So we'll talk about that. But yeah, Irvin Seabrook, you know, I know you Dallas Cowboys, you guys are ready. So that's how I feel about the 2021 draft, Cornell.
Okay. All right.
But the 2021 draft is the draft is different this year because they actually couldn't go out to meet the young men that they were actually looking at. So what I mean by that is they were in a lot of interviews. They had to go on a lot of film. That's why you saw probably a lot more players from the Power 5 conferences. Of course, there were no HBCU players drafted. There were only 5 SBS players drafted. COVID had a lot to do with that. But I think this year's draft probably, when you look at ranking A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever you want to give your team or the teams, I think this year a lot of teams actually did very well when it comes to drafting their needs and trying to get better. So a lot of teams are actually going to be better than they were last year, but you're still going to have your top tier teams that's going to be there, including the Chiefs, who I think between free agents and what they did with trades and the draft, they reconstructed their whole offensive line. That's it's going to be crazy.
Andy Reid getting ready to get physical. He's getting ready to run the ball.
No, he's not.
You don't think he's going to run that ball?
He got quarterback. He got the quarterback. He's not going to do it.
You don't think it's going to be more of like a pick your poison?
Nope. He didn't do it last year in the Super Bowl.
So that's just protection.
That's just protection.
That's just protection.
That's protection. Exactly.
Insurance.
Remember, they average, if you go back and look at the Super Bowl, they averaged 7 yards a carry, but they wouldn't stick with the run. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers lost their mojo last year. They were averaging 50 passes a game. They wouldn't even try to run the ball. You know, that's why when people say Connor wasn't a good running back, hell, we don't know how good he could have been. He never touched the ball. I thought he did well the 3 years he ran the ball for the Steelers. I mean, he's not a top tier 1 guy, but I mean, he didn't fumble. He caught the ball out of the backfield. He ran hard, got good first down. He had over 1,000 yards a couple of years, I believe. But when you don't get opportunities, you don't get yards.
Yeah, and you're right. Everything you said is true. The Steelers lost their identity only because of choice. Like that 11-0 Steeler team was a mirage. It was a good team because of the defense and because we had Roethlisberger coming back. But it wasn't a complete team because of the offensive line could not run the ball. They wanted to, but we were last in rushing. And not because we didn't want to, but because, you know, first down, you run the ball, you get a yard. Second down, you run the ball, you get 2 yards. 3rd and 7. You know, and we just couldn't run it. You know, Pouncey and DeCastro made Pro Bowl. It was the most overrated Pro Bowl. We were last in rushing. So why are you making a Pro Bowl based off your name?
Right.
You know, however, it's not lost because their first 4 picks are because we came in last place in the run. You know, Najee Harris, the tight end from Penn State, Pat Freemuth. I always pronounce his name wrong. And then we got 2 offensive interior linemen, you know, because our offensive line sucked. we wanted to run the ball, we just couldn't. And so our quarterback, Roethlisberger at this point in his life is a game manager. He's not going to, Roethlisberger 10 years ago could carry you. This Roethlisberger now should only throw the ball 20 to 25 times. All our receivers are coming back. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a better running game. Are we going to be able to pass run? And since we were last, I think the answer is yes.
Now, did y'all cut Bud Dupree?
No,
we couldn't afford last year?
No, we couldn't afford him. Remember, the year before we franchise tagged him. And this year, he blew out his knee. And to me, somebody was going to overpay for him. I think they overpaid for him. I think, was it Tennessee? Is that when he went? But remember, we were also cash strapped, which is part of the reason why Roethlisberger came back. Roethlisberger is not worth top tier NFL money. But he's an NFL quarterback, so you got to pay him. And because he's in my opinion, a first-time Hall of Fame ballot, you got to pay him some semblance of a big-time contract. But he's not worth top-tier money anymore.
Hey, man, y'all drafted a punter, dude.
Hey, a good punt can change the momentum of the game. And we drafted him in the 7th round.
He's a good punter.
Yeah. How many 7th round punters make a difference? How many 7th rounders make a difference?
Yeah, you got what? Presley Harvin the third from Georgia Tech's Rambling Wreck. Oklahoma, you got a cornerback, Trey Norwood.
Right.
Miami, you got outside linebacker Quincy Roche. Wisconsin, you got defensive end Isaiah Loudermilk, and that's a good pick.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too. He's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's a beast. Texas A&M linebacker Buddy Johnson. Texas A&M offensive tackle Dan Moore.
Right.
Illinois center Kendrick Green. Penn State tight end Pat Fryermuth. And I'm just like you. I'm on a limb there.
Right.
Trying to get his name right. And Najee Harris, the Alabama running back, who we know is the beast. And so now, with the addition of Najee Harris, and saying that you're going to have the presence to be able to push the defense back with your offensive line, what kind of difference is that going to make within your division?
So you look at the Steelers and you ask yourself, what do we need? So you win your first 11 games, and then towards the end of the season, you sputter. Why did you sputter? The inability to run the ball.
We got a call coming in.
Okay.
Call from. Okay. I've sent the caller to voicemail. Goodbye.
Well, that's crazy. I thought that was somebody calling in.
Right.
My bad.
If you look at our first 4 picks, to me, what do they scream? They scream for what our needs are. Now, the thing about it, because we couldn't run the ball. If you can't run the ball in the wintertime, during the last quarter of the season, during the playoffs, your chances of success are slim. So those first 4 picks addressed our needs.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Hey. Sorry, guys.
We're gonna call. Yeah. This is Cornell Johnson podcast. We're having a podcast on NFL Draft After Party. How can I help you? Calling in with
this ain't Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
Yeah, I hungry, bro.
No, you trying to order some Chinese food?
Yeah, bro. I know some water, bro. Word.
You got the wrong number.
You got the wrong number, bro.
The wrong number. Nigga playing, bro.
No, you got the wrong. You absolutely have the wrong number.
Yeah, bro. I hungry, bro.
You in the wrong place. I'm telling you, bro. You're in the wrong place.
Man, bro. Word. Word. I hug you, man. You understand, bro? Word.
Hey, see, man.
What you say,
Man,
Eric?
quit playing, bro.
Hang up on him.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna have to.
All right, bro. Hey, you straight though?
Yeah, I'm straight.
Hey, we always straight.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry, Lothario.
Oh no, you good. You
Trying
good.
to order Chinese food, man. I thought that's somebody calling in, man.
Right. Yeah. So I was saying I like our first 4 picks because they address what we couldn't do towards the end of the season, and that's run the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, some people say maybe you need a left tackle. All we're doing is we're taking one of our guys who wasn't a starter, but was a 2018 relatively high draft pick, 3rd round pick, Okafor. We're going to put him at left tackle. And so we're going to kind of promote from within. The Steelers are always frugal. We don't really we get it from the draft, and they may not be instant starters, but we have a plan for them, a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan. So, a lot of teams a lot of people have said the Steelers are going to win like 6-7 games. They're going to finish in 3rd place. The cupboard is not bare. We're still a good football team, and we still have a top 5 defense, in my opinion. We've got stars at 3 levels, in my opinion, on the defense.
Okay. All right. So, but this weekend, man, we've had some things overshadowing the draft, man. Absolutely. Aaron Rodgers wanting to be traded. That's the news that was breaking like right before the draft came out. And the thing is that he wants to be traded because last year they made a selection without telling him. And this year he feels like they were trying to select his successor. And so he says either trade him or fire the general manager.
See, Brooks?
I just think he need to shut the hell up. Like they like to tell the brothers, you shut the hell up. I mean, when you think about it, they did the same thing to Brett Favre with him. They didn't talk to Brett Favre about drafting him 24 in the first round when he got drafted. Absolutely. So, he's 30. How old is he? 35 right now? 35? 37. So, like that, yeah. I mean, at some point, they had to draft another quarterback. Okay, so they moved up and got Jordan Love. They had no plans on playing Jordan Love last year. He was the number 3 quarterback. He got no run with the ones in the preseason at all. And this year he was moving up to 2. So they had no plans on moving him out of the way. So and he's been 13-3 the last 2 years. You are so selfish because somebody drafted a quarterback without asking you for your permission that you want to leave those guys hung dry over that. That's the new age of sports mentality these days. It's all about me. I don't give a shit about the team. And it's just selfish to me. It's just really, really selfish that he would put that young coach in that kind of predicament. Okay, everybody's saying that, well, they haven't ever drafted a wide receiver. Well, he had the number 1 receiver in catches and yards last year. I mean, he threw for almost 4,000 yards. Somebody had to catch the ball. He got a couple of good number 13. I can't remember what his name is, but before he got hurt last year, he was the ultimate number 2 receiver in the NFC with Green Bay. They got 2 really good running backs. The offensive line remained intact. I mean, he lost a couple of guys. And then they drafted the young kid from Clemson in the 3rd round who's going to be I won't say a game changer, but in that slot, he's going to do some damage. I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
I kind of feel the same way. I feel the same way about that. I never really been an Aaron Rodgers fan, but I have to respect his game because he's a good player, you know. And I think I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers because he's a Green Bay Packer. So, you know, it goes a little deeper, you know, because it goes for the hate of the Green Bay Packers from the Dallas Cowboy perspective. But Lothario, before we move on, I'll ask you and Irv, who's going to be the breakout player that Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh's draft?
I'm going to. I want to say something on the Aaron Rodgers real quick, Cornell, if you don't mind.
Oh, please.
You guys are looking at it from the perspective of a fan. If you're looking at it from the perspective of Aaron Rodgers, it makes a lot of sense because this is a quarterback-driven league. Aaron Rodgers, what we're looking at, you know, Tom Brady's going to get the accolades because he's got the trophies. But is there a better quarterback ever in the history of the NFL than Aaron Rodgers? Is he arrogant? Is he pompous? Yes, but that goes with greatness. And I think what he's saying is that I don't think it's so much that as it is. Do you remember in the NFC Championship game, what did they do? They took the ball out of his hands on a 4th down play. And to me, that says, like, you got maybe the greatest quarterback ever to play the NFL. And in 4th down, you go ahead and kick it through the field goals? No. Those are the things that legends are made out of. His last 10, 11 picks, for the last times that he's been there, they've all been defensive players. You've got the greatest quarterback ever in talent-wise. You are supposed to adhere to him. So my whole thing is that he doesn't think they're trying to give him enough to win. The reason with Aaron Rodgers, if the game is on the line, you've got to give him the ball. You don't kick a field goal. That is why Aaron Rodgers is moving on. Part of the reason.
Lothario, I don't embrace that ideology that Aaron. I'm
but
sorry.
Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers embraces.
No, I mean the ideology of Aaron Rodgers being maybe the best quarterback to play NFL football. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I would take Troy Aikman over Aaron Rodgers in a heartbeat.
Well, that's because you're a homer.
No, I mean, no, I'm not. I would take him because
the numbers don't suggest it.
The numbers
do not suggest it.
I would take him because he was all about business when he get down. He ain't no crybaby. He's all about business. He wins Super Bowls. And so
Aaron Rodgers,
at the end of the year.
How many MVPs does Troy Aikman have?
MVPs?
Super Bowl MVPs.
He's got 3 Super Bowl rings.
That's not what I asked you, sir.
He's got one, Vanish.
He's got one.
He's got one. Aaron Rodgers has one. And a lot less appearances. How many MVPs? Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than any Steeler quarterback has ever lived, and any Dallas quarterback that has ever lived.
We got
much less.
Your Hall of Fame quarterback told Aaron Rodgers to quit being so sensitive.
Well, you know, Terry Bradshaw has a lot of issues I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they were great players, but that doesn't mean that they're quarterback experts. Aaron Rodgers is a rare gem. You guys know that if Aaron Rodgers was to come to your team, automatically that makes you Super Bowl caliber. But more importantly, that's part of the reason why he wants out of Green Bay.
I wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers over Dak Prescott. Aaron Rodgers is a crybaby. I tell you right now.
All superstars are crybabies.
He's soft. He's soft.
No, he's not soft.
He is. If you hit
arrogant,
you hit Aaron Rodgers don't get hit. They move the pocket so he don't get hit. As a matter of fact, you can't even compare Aaron Rodgers to Tom Brady.
Actually, you can. You really can, and I think you know that.
Career-wise,
not ring-wise. You can't. Tom Brady is the ultimate anomaly. He done sold his soul to the devil. But Aaron Rodgers, you know, even from day one, I think Aaron Rodgers is really more talented than Tom Brady.
It ain't even close. But Cornell, when you talk about Tom Brady, and he has 6 Super Bowls, but when you really look at it, let's break the whole thing down. 7. Okay. Yeah. 7. When you really break the whole thing down, I forgot about Tampa. Tom Brady should be 3 and 5 in the Super Bowl. When you really break it down, because if Seattle runs the ball, New England loses. If Atlanta runs the ball, New England loses. I know it's an F. If they don't call offsides against Kansas City, he didn't even get to the Super Bowl that year. So he's had a lot of good things to go in his way for him to.
Tom Brady should be 7-3 in Super Bowls.
I'm gonna say this, guys, because Junior just chimed in, and when Junior chimed in, he made me remember something. Me and Junior and his dad and Kenny, God bless them. We were all sitting at Cowboys and we were watching a football game, and it was Dallas versus Detroit. I had a fit when there was a fumble. Junior and Kenny did not even grimace. And you know what they told me? That's what happens in football. Guys, I hear y'all telling me now about the other elements that went with the team. What? Oh, because they didn't make this call. I ain't got nothing to do with the calls they didn't make. Let's talk about the guy that's managing the game.
Because Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady.
But when you talk about MVP, how much Super Bowls Aaron Rodgers won?
No, he won one.
One.
But that's
comparing him to Tom Brady?
That's defeating your argument right there.
So
that's defeating your argument. Who's the better player? Take the MVPs out of it. Who's the better player?
Let me ask you a question. If they're the same age, who do you take?
Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
And you will have one Super Bowl.
No, because
football
is the ultimate team sport. The quarterback makes a lot of difference, but you can never blame a Super Bowl on Aaron Rodgers. He's never lost. He's never been the reason why Green Bay hasn't advanced.
Do y'all remember when Atlanta dismantled them? Do you remember when Atlanta dismantled them only to go to the Super Bowl and lose to
Denver,
the Patriots after being up on the Patriots? But they they came to Dallas and stole from us in Dallas. Then they went down to Atlanta and played like they ain't never been on the field before. And I watched your championship, super best quarterback, all these MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Man, you know, that argument right there is like making me feel like, hey, well, you know, I know it's Kobe Bryant, but you know, I'm still gonna go ahead and take Tree Rollins over Kobe Bryant.
Well, the week before, that same guy you talking about lit us up in Dallas at home.
But listen, and like I was saying, when you said he lit us up in Dallas, they beat us by how much?
You only come close in horseshoes and hand grenades, brother. We lost by 3 on a field goal. He completed a fourth down and 32 play to get them in field goal position too.
They got blown out at the next level. And so let me tell y'all this. When we were losing those NFC championship games with Troy Aikman to those Super Bowl 49ers, to the 49ers that went on to win the Super Bowl, we wasn't losing by a bunch of points. We were losing by a couple touchdowns. People goal, touchdowns. Man,
But Cornell, does it take you to get blowout to lose a game, or you got to lose by 1?
No, you can lose by 1.
And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they beat you by. You lost.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL?
He's better than Brady.
You take Aaron Rodgers over Brady.
I would.
Who was the MVP last year?
This dude is gonna. Rodgers is gonna run. He's gonna, and he's. I mean, he's a great passer. And then when they get down to that, he's gonna dip on you. He's gonna run. Brady ain't gonna do that. Okay. Brady might rush one time a week, if that. But Rodgers is gonna dip. Go ahead.
I'm listening to you guys. I'm gonna have to yield it because it's 3-1. You got me on that one.
Cornell, why did Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl last year?
Why did Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl? They out physical Kansas City. That's why they won the Super Bowl. And
let me ask you this: in the NFC Championship and in the Super Bowl, how many touchdowns did Tom Brady throw in the second half?
Let me ask you this.
You can't answer the question with a question.
Let me ask you this. How would they have won if Tom Brady didn't throw a touchdown? You got to score. You got to score.
No, they ain't got to score, and they got the refs on their side too.
Come on, Junior. I ain't hearing
Come
that.
on, man.
We ain't hear that argument now. They got beat. They got beat, man.
Hey, look, I ain't come on this podcast to argue. You know, I've been fishing. I've been fishing all day. I'm tired.
You been fishing? Where you caught?
Yeah, and I'm going back in the morning.
Where you caught? Elaine India's watching. She said, "Y'all are funny." Good evening, gentlemen. So Elaine India.
Good evening, Miss Elaine.
Good evening, Mr. Elaine. Good evening.
What you mean? What I caught?
I'm asking you what you caught.
Fish.
I ain't messing with you, man.
This what I do for real. Vanish, you better tell him something, Vanish.
Hey, when I come home, I'm going fishing with Junior.
Price it. I ain't know about that.
Dude, you got to pass the knowledge on, man.
Training is starting to get real expensive, man.
Hey, so did we ever answer the question about who's the breakout player on the Pittsburgh Steelers? Who's going to be the breakout player they selected this year?
So, to me, the first pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers was Najee Harris. Like I said, our first four picks are adhered to what we need. We came in last in rushing. Who do we get? A running back. Could we have gotten later? A part of me wanted a left tackle, but like I said, they moved the third round pick from 2018. He got promoted to left tackle. So what do you get? You get a running back. To me, it's okay to pick a running back in the first round. You just can't re-sign him. Pick him in the first round if you think he can make a difference, but just don't re-sign him, which is why we didn't sign Le'Veon Bell. Running backs come a dime a dozen. It's okay to pick him on a rookie contract. Just don't pay him like the way the Cowboys did with Emmett. I mean, not with Emmett, with Ezekiel.
Why he asked you a question about Pittsburgh? He ain't said nothing but Dallas.
Because y'all cheap.
He ain't said
The answer is yes.
Because y'all cheap and always got to rebuild. So you don't think that Ezekiel has turned dividends for the Cowboys?
Hell no. How did he do last year? Look.
Last year. Okay. So case in point. Last year, the whole offensive line was down. Just
right. You cannot say anything but that, Brandis. Come on now.
What I'm telling you last year is that you've already paid him like he was more productive in his rookie year when he led the league in rushing. Last year, and he got first round draft pick, 4 years ago, but for his production, he wasn't worth what you paid for him.
But Vanish, he was playing again. He was playing behind offensive linemen that shouldn't.
I don't care. He wasn't even if he was playing against a healthy line, he wasn't going to rush for 1,600 yards like he did in his rookie year.
Man, boy,
what makes you say that? What makes you say that?
Because how many running backs run for 1,600 yards? Like in a 16-game season, how many running backs run for 1,600 yards consecutively?
Lothario, I'm going to go on record right now as saying he's going to have a breakout year this year. I'm going to go on record.
So how many yards are you predicting for him to run this year?
That's hard to say because him and Pollard is going to get his carries too.
Yeah, Pollard they're going to split time.
And so you can't say he'll be over 1,000. I think probably both of them probably be over 1,000.
He's going to get over 1,000.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No, when's the last time have two running backs gone over 1,000 yards?
That's not what you had. That's not the question was.
I understand what the question was, and I'm saying that you've overpaid for Ezekiel. That's all I'm saying. The breakout running back for the Steelers will be Najee Harris because we picked him number one, and in response to our need to run the ball. We came in last in rushing last year in the NFL, so our number one pick was who? a running back, which is with some people the highest rating running back in the draft.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what to some people.
All right.
I mean, and then he should be a breakout player because y'all ain't got nobody else running the ball. That's common sense.
Y'all ain't got nobody else running the damn ball.
Well, I mean, sir, what y'all should have did, y'all should have drafted a quarterback because Ben is done.
Hey, all I know is that we have provisions. Ben at this point right now is an effective game manager. He's an effective game manager. Hey, the Steelers won 12 games last year. We were 11-0.
And then
don't forget about that.
Y'all record was 11-0, but you should have been 5-6.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Okay, then. So come on, let's be real. You know that wasn't y'all wasn't going nowhere. Y'all stuck.
I want to ask you a question, Lothario, that I asked you earlier. Looking at the selection that you've made, are the Pittsburgh Steelers dog-proof?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
People fail to realize that we had some key injuries on the defensive side of the ball last year. And so we slipped.
What was that word you just used? To begin with I?
Yeah. Right.
Injuries.
So my point is, before I was rudely interrupted, was that we still had a top 5 defense last year. Even though we were, when you can't run the ball, it affects the other part of your game. I'm telling you, the Steelers, all is not bare. Cleveland came in 3rd place. Cleveland got swept by Baltimore. In the second game of the season, we beat Cleveland 38-7 in Pittsburgh. I'm telling you, this draft right here adheres to our needs, which is rushing the ball. Our defense is top 5. We've got stars on 3 levels. We've got Pro Bowl players on 3 levels on the defense. All is not bare in Pittsburgh. To me, it looks better in Pittsburgh than it does in Dallas.
Look at Cleveland's draft. Do you not think Cleveland's draft is better than your draft?
I do not.
They got one of the best cornerbacks in the country, in the nation, coming from the number 1 defense in college football last year. The linebacker was predicted to go in the 1st round. Don't know why he didn't go. They got the fastest wide receiver, top end speed period in college football last year from Auburn. They solidified their offensive line, and they got they got one of the best safeties that nobody was talking about from Georgia, Richard LeCount. Cleveland's going to be ready next year.
On paper, they look good.
And they got Clowney.
Well,
and they picked up Clowney in free agency.
When has Clowney looked good? Like, Clowney's highly overrated. He's never been what he should have been. He's never lived up to a number 1 draft. So Clowney is something we really don't even want to talk about. But go Cox. My point is that Pittsburgh has owned the Browns for like Ben Roethlisberger is like 26-3 against the Browns.
I mean, come on,
the Browns had a good year.
The Browns ain't had nothing in 20 years, material.
We had a bad game. So
Jesus Christ.
I don't see how all of a sudden a 3rd place team, all of a sudden, we are talking about the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns. Okay? What are they going to do? They're just going to now. Do you trust in Baker Mayfield? Would you put all your eggs in the basket with Baker Mayfield?
I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good game manager.
No, he's not.
He is.
Is he a number 1 overall draft pick? That will be the downfall of the Cleveland Browns.
Only if Cleveland don't use what they have to their ability, and that's that 2-headed monster in the backfield.
Oh,
and have him maintain the game.
Right.
I mean, people have gotten away from the truest reasoning of easy football, and that's running the football. People just don't want to run the football no more.
And moving the chain.
Ground and pound.
And moving the chain. Ground and pound. I know it's boring.
4 yards,
it's ugly.
5 yards.
Okay, I get it. But if that's what you have, and they have a good offensive line, if that's what you have that can be used to your advantage, is to keep the ball, keep other teams from getting the ball and ground and pound, why not? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's the same thing with Dallas. You know, we are in love with the fact that we got 3 very good wide receivers, but we're forgetting the fact that we got 2 good running backs.
Run the ball, move the chain.
Run the ball. I mean, it's hard to be productive when you're not getting the ball.
We're down the defense.
I can show you in a 6-game span last year where Zeke had to only carry the ball 10 or 11 times. How you gonna be productive if you only getting the ball 10, 11 times a game? You can't be. So you can't put it all on him talking about his productivity is down. Yeah, because of the play calling.
Right.
Plain and simple. Because of the play calling. I hate our offense coordinator, and I hate using the word hate.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. To me, he doesn't read games well. To me, it's like he's playing Madden. Okay, we just ran the ball 4 times for 60 yards. I'm gonna come back and run a double reverse. Who runs a double reverse pass from his inside his 15-yard line? I mean, come on, man. That bothers me. That bothers me.
The run opens up the pass. The pass opens up the run. And so, you know, we didn't give people a big dose of that. And that's what Cleveland did to Pittsburgh last year. Cleveland ran that ball, man. Cleveland ran that ball, and they're gonna run again. They're gonna run again this year. So
especially on them squealers.
But we ain't gonna beat you up, Material. We ain't gonna beat you up, man. We ain't gonna beat you up.
Hey, you guys can't beat me up with nonsense. This is nonsense.
Okay.
Who we gonna look at next, man? Who we gonna look at next?
Let's look at them boys.
Let's look at the boys.
Let's look at the boys then.
Let's.
Hot garbage ass boys. Overrated every single year. Hey, all I know is that
where's Mr. Yak?
Pittsburgh played Dallas last year, and I was there. I'm just saying. I can't remember how the game ended up.
Yeah, you remember. You remember that miss pass interference in the end zone. Yeah, you remember. Don't act like you don't remember. You remember.
Hey,
when a third-year quarterback should have beat y'all.
He even said it. We should have lost that game. He even came out your mouth.
I don't recall that, Junior.
I know. You got Bamnesia. You got Bamnesia now, huh? Yeah.
Well, right. I think that we picked up the best defensive player in the draft. I think that, you know, how do y'all feel about that too? How do y'all feel about going after need or going after, going after the best player on the board? Because Surtain and the guy from Carolina got snatched up right in front of us. Of course, Denver snatched up Surtain, as they always do. I think they did that to us a couple years ago. But I think that they did good with Micah Parsons. I like the pick.
Yeah, because I feel that Van Der Esch is not the savior. He's just as bad as Lee. He stays hurt, so we can need somebody in the middle.
Yeah,
you know. And I kind of like Parsons. I kind of like the pick after we couldn't get the cornerback.
Yeah, after we couldn't.
And hopefully, Israel will be all right with us.
Yeah. Parsons is a pass rusher too. You know, he's a pass rusher. He's a run stopper. You know, and so he's a very explosive player. So I do like the selection of Parsons. How about you, Irv?
Well, I mean, since we didn't get the cornerbacks, I love the fact that we got Michael Parsons. I love what we did in our draft. We were numbered, even though we may not have finished last, we had the worst defense in the league last year. Hell, we gave up 40-something points a game. We got a big run stopper in the middle from Kentucky. We got the number one coverage linebacker coming out of college football from LSU, 4.3 40, 8 interceptions throughout his collegiate career, 112 breakups. Cornerback from Kentucky that held Devontae Smith to no catches when he covered him when Kentucky played Alabama. some good edge rushers. I don't know about that lineman from Marshall. He got some baggage coming with him, some real baggage with him. I love the fact that we drafted the young man that played at our high school.
Right.
But they're gonna make him a safety. So they already said that. That's where he's starting out at safety. We had some very good free agent sign-ups too. So I think we did really well this year addressing our needs more so than best player available. But our linebackers, we're gonna move the young man from not KZ, but what's the other guy?
Neil?
That came from the Falcons. Safety. Neil. We're gonna move him up the linebacker. I'm telling you, Vanderbilt gonna have a hard time getting on the field, man. Because that rookie we had last year, a third round draft pick, number 44, that they didn't play a lot, but they should have played. He's coming. He's coming. So Jalen Smith and Vanderbilt better get their stuff together because I think we got a very good linebacking staff, and these young boys that we drafted in the secondary, they're gonna have to play.
Irvin, with the baggage you said from the guy from Marshall, what's his problem? What's the problems with him?
That dude was charged with 11 times with battery towards women, man.
Oh, what?
In college.
Dang. 11 times?
11. He got some major baggage with him. So I don't know. We'll see.
That's more than a reach.
Yeah, that's more than a reach.
That's not smart drafting if that's truly the case.
No, because he did it 11 times. That's what he does.
That's what he does. Exactly.
And yet y'all drafted him.
Oh, be quiet. Don't let's start talking about Ben.
Oh, he got you, B.
Hey, Ben's going to the Hall of Fame.
I don't even think they let him in Athens no more.
Hey, all I know is that Ben's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And, he's going to the Hall of Fame. And Ben is a little light-skinned. He's a quarterback. He's a light-skinned quarterback.
Yeah, he's real light-skinned.
Yeah, real light-skinned.
That's why it's swept under the rug.
And he's a first-round draft pick, as opposed to a 7th-round pick. So the Cowboys are the Cowboys. So we look at their draft, and their draft mirrors the Steelers, and they drafted towards needs. Steelers' first 4 picks were on the offensive, side, offensive line. You guys had an atrocious defense, and you guys were at one time during the year like on world-breaking record, right? Like giving up 500-600 yards at one time. The Cowboys were horrendous. They were a horrible defense. So you guys drafted to your needs. However, you've been doing that for the last 25 years with not much success. So why do we even look at the Cowboy picks? Because they're the Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, the most overhyped team in the history of team sports.
That's why y'all struggled so hard to beat us down there in Dallas, right?
Look, I know it hurts, Cornell, but it's the truth. And you guys are Cowboy fans, we understand. We understand. We are pretty knowledgeable. I love the loyalty you show after time and time, year after year, disappointment after disappointment. The Steelers are always relevant. The Dallas Cowboys, not so much, but we understand.
For 20 years, y'all been saying Dallas haven't done nothing. But yet,
25.
Y'all still got 125. And yet, y'all still got 1 Super Bowl more than Dallas. So what's that saying about you, Janice? It does not matter. It does not matter. What does that say about y'all team? Y'all ain't been doing squat neither. Y'all ain't been doing squat neither. Yes, baby.
And did you call me?
No, I didn't call you.
I thought you called me.
Okay.
Well, I called Skylin because she would make more sense than her daddy is right now. The reason that the Steelers are relevant is because in the millennium, we've been to the Super Bowl 3 times. Okay, the last time you guys went to the Super Bowl, you beat us in a game that you shouldn't have won. But we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. The Steelers were the last undefeated team last year. The Steelers have a great fan base. We are always relevant. The Cowboys, your highlight was almost beating us last year.
Brother Vanish.
Without linemen, without our quarterback, without a bunch of a bunch of linemen out, and we still was in the game with y'all. So what is that feeling about Pittsburgh?
You didn't beat the Cowboys last year.
Come on, man.
Come on. You beat a shell of a team, and you beat a shell of a team with a sorry, pitiful defensive coordinator. Pitiful defensive coordinator.
I mean, if we want to do excuses, but you know what? And so I'm not going to make any excuses. Yeah, y'all won, but the dude saved y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all that dude saved y'all. The dude y'all put from. Okay, so I don't want to take over your show, but what's Dallas going to do? What's Dallas going to do this year? Are you guys winning the NFC East?
We're gonna definitely win the NFC East. We're gonna definitely win the NFC East without a problem. Now, let me ask you this: are you guys gonna win your division?
As the 2020 defending AFC North champions, yes, I believe we're going to win. I believe we're going to repeat, but that's my opinion.
Y'all got a Cleveland problem. I'm just going to let you know you got a dog.
Cleveland came in third place last year. What about Baltimore? Baltimore has everybody wants to give Baker Mayfield. See, you guys have drank the Baker Mayfield Kool-Aid.
That Mayfield ice cream, man. I believe that Mayfield ice cream is good. It come in all flavors. It come in all flavors.
All I know is that Baltimore swept Cleveland, and keep in mind, Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. Is he your Super Bowl? Do all your hopes ride on Baker Mayfield?
No, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but
he's a bum. He's a bum. I don't. I mean, that's what's going to stop them right there.
I believe they're going to win the division. I picked them to win the division.
Nah, yeah. I mean, you just go override Baltimore.
I am.
I mean, they're overriding the Steelers.
I am.
Yeah, we addressed our needs.
I definitely pick them. I think they outmuscled y'all last year. I think they manhandled the Steelers.
We had one bad game. We had a bad game in the playoff. How about when we beat them 38-7?
They made the game bad. They made the game bad because they were running that ball.
Hey, they beat us by 10 points, and we beat them by what? We blew them out.
But you know what though?
In Cleveland.
But it looked a lot worse than 10 points because it did. It did. But
I've been watching the AFC North, North teams forever. And yeah, okay, you guys gonna put your money on Cleveland. Going to forget all about Baltimore. Even if you don't like Pittsburgh, you're gonna put Cleveland, who finished in third place, over the Ravens. It might be foolish. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid, Cornell. You're better than this. You're better than this.
I definitely don't agree with that one.
I'm going with Cleveland. I picked Cleveland.
I'm picking Cleveland to win the NFC South too.
Baltimore.
I think the Steelers might finish in last next year.
I picked Cleveland.
That's because you're a hater.
Who else is in that division?
The Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh no, y'all finished third. Yeah. Y'all finished third.
Okay, all right. Hey, did you guys pick the Steelers to finish first place last year?
I think I did. I don't remember. I believe
I don't think you did, Irvin. I don't think you did. And Junior, I know you didn't, because we were coming off an 8-8 year where Ben was coming off of, he had an ACL. He tore his ACL. Didn't nobody pick the Steelers to finish in first place last year, except the mayor of Steelers Nation.
I mean, but why would you call Junior? I didn't even have the conversation, but Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not in my vocabulary, sir. So ask somebody else but that. You ask somebody else but that, sir.
Everybody wants to, say the Steelers can't do it, but guess what? All Mike Tomlin does is win.
Man, he's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat, man.
That's because he's black.
It don't matter. He's on the hot seat. Shit.
You know, why would you be 12 and 4?
That's the whole thing. He's on the hot seat.
He's not on the hot seat. The Steelers just re-signed him. What are you talking about?
Okay.
They gave him an extension.
Let him don't win this damn year.
The Steelers we don't fire. We've had 3 coaches in 50 years.
Let him come in 3rd place this year, which y'all gonna finish at what Urban and boys said. 3rd. And see what happens. Fire him.
Yeah, they'll fire
You already know it, Vanny.
He come
No,
in
I
third,
don't know it.
he come in 3rd place, they will fire him. But I don't think y'all gonna win that division. You have to, and if you do, I'll be the main one to congratulate you. But I mean,
when I do, I want to sit there. When the Steelers win the division, I want to host your show from that seat right there.
you can.
Okay.
You can.
All right.
You can.
All right.
And when the Cowboys when
your division,
when we win our division, I want you to wear a Dallas Cowboy hat to my show.
Yes, sir. That's a bet.
The whole podcast.
The whole show.
So guys, you know, we're missing the honorable HP.
Yeah,
I know he's listening. I know he's listening down in Miami. So it'd be remiss if we don't talk about his Miami Dolphins, considering the fact that he left the Steelers 2 years ago.
Yes, let's talk about that.
We're going to the Dolphins now.
And where's Mr. Yak? Where's he at?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to Troy tonight, man.
As much as this is overwhelming,
All right. So here we are. Miami Dolphins. First pick, wide receiver Jalen Waddle.
Over the Heisman Trophy wide receiver. How significant is that?
Miami edge rusher Jalen Phillips. Oregon safety Javon Holland. Notre Dame offensive tackle Liam Eschenberg. Boston College tight end Hunter Long. UMass offensive tackle Larnell Coleman. And Cincinnati running back Jared Dokes.
Good small guy. Good small guy. I mean, they had a good draft.
Yeah, man. That Miami edge rusher, Jalen Phillips, is a beast. And once again, Junior, you might not agree with this, but I picked.
Man, you always biased with the Miami Hurricanes, man. You come on, Combs. Anybody come out of Miami?
Is a beast, man. He is a beast now.
Anybody come if they had a guy that named Gerald Moody right now that came in Miami, you'd have been repping.
You're not right, man. You're not right.
Let's be real, Corns.
It's the truth.
Corns, let's be real, man.
It's the truth now. It's the truth now. You know, I am Kane heavy. Yeah.
Okay, I already know that.
Yeah, but now that guy really does. That guy really is a beast. He really is a beast now.
Man, what's so funny, Vanish?
Because he said no matter what he said, you like he really is a beast.
I'm telling you.
His name was Lothario Vanish, and he went to Miami. He'd be like, that guy is really a beast.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you. I've been looking at what Miami has been doing, what the coach down there has been doing, and I like what he did last year's draft. I like the moves he makes, and I'm going to tell you something. Now, only thing I didn't like is him getting rid of safety and sending him to the cornerback and sending him to Pittsburgh. I didn't like that, but I think
are you talking about a couple years ago, Minka?
That set them up though.
Minka. That did set them up. And I picked them earlier to win the division. I still picked them to win the division.
That was the steal. Minka, I think Minka is the best free safety in football.
I think he is too, man. He's a game changer.
So we lost our first round draft pick, but like you said, he's our best secondary member, and
He is.
So
he is.
What's the brother down? What's his name? Brian Flores down in Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like him. He's doing some good things. I didn't agree with that pick, but so far it seems to be. So for that team, it's really about what? Tua, the maturation of Tua.
Yeah.
Is Tua? I mean, I wasn't. He had some good times, some good games, but is he the savior? I'm not so sure.
He's terrible. I mean, how can you not be a successful college quarterback when you got when you threw the 6 first-round draft picks at wide receiver and had 3 first-round draft picks at running back and had 10 offensive linemen that were drafted in the first round? I mean, I'm just keeping it real, bro. I mean, he's decent, but I think New England's going to be better than Miami this year because the one thing a lot of people, besides the fact that they had a great free agent season, they had 5 of their top defensive players that opt out last year because of COVID. Yeah. All of those guys are coming back. And remember, New England had the number 1 ranked defense a couple of years ago. So I think New England's going to be way better than they were the year before last. Cam's going to have an extra year on his belt. He's going to get the start from the beginning of the year. He's coming off a year of that injury. And the second year of coming away from injuries is always a better year. I just think New England's going to – I think they're going to make the playoffs.
So you don't think that guy will do Cam job?
No. Matt Jones?
Yeah, you don't think Matt Jones will take Cam job?
Once again.
Which Cam are we going to get, though? And that's what I'm saying. Which Cam are we going to get? Because I've been watching the same Cam now.
Cam was garbage last year.
He was.
Hot, putrid, garbage left out in the sun.
But Cam didn't have. Cam had no preseason. Cam had no OTAs. Cam had no preseason. He was coming off of being out a year. So I give him the benefit. Again, he's coming off of an arm injury. He's not coming off of a foot or hamstring. He's coming off the thing that makes his money for him is his arm.
And he was never that accurate. And now he can't run. And so if Cam's got to beat you from the pocket, hey, Cam was hard to watch last year. He was terrible. He was like Charles Barkley said, terrible.
Terrible. He's terrible.
He was so. Will he be better for all the reasons that you say? Yes. But guess what? He's been slipping for a couple of years now. He's not the same guy anymore.
Ever since he doggone grew his hair like that, he went down south.
Ever since he started wearing dresses. When he started dressing like a girl.
Don't be a menace. And that's who had his hair like that? Don't be a menace?
Yeah, don't be a menace.
His hair going this way, that way. Him wearing a dress and makeup.
Yeah,
what?
Man.
That's your quarterback? Okay. Go ahead and take him. He wants to go play for Milan or Paris or London on the red carpet on the runway. Hey, I don't want Cam as my quarterback. How about you?
I think that guy's gonna take his job.
Yeah, eventually I think he will.
If he comes out and he plays like he was playing last year, you know, if it was injury, I understand, but if he come out and play like he played last year, that guy gonna take his job.
Bill Belichick waited for that guy. He picked him at 15.
Yeah.
The guy fell in his lap. To me, he doesn't look like a first-round draft pick. And you're right, he had a lot of talent around him. But Bill Belichick, you know, Tom Brady didn't look like a Hall of Famer either when he first came out of Michigan. And how'd that work out? So Bill Belichick picks you in the first round when he's never picked a quarterback in the first round. What does that tell you?
Absolutely. So what do y'all think about Justin Fields down in Chicago?
I hope he do good.
I hope he do. I think Justin Fields got job though.
You think he got what?
I think they screwed him when they started. How do you go from being a number 2 ranked college quarterback after the season is over with no games played to number 5? And you go behind a kid from BYU that played against North Alabama, Coastal Carolina, Wesley United Methodist Church.
Irv, Brooke, it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing Vanna said earlier. He's light because it's light skins. There's light skins.
Okay.
There's light skins out there.
Right. Okay.
But that health issue was big too.
What health issue?
Yeah, what health issue, Cornell?
They say he had epilepsy, man.
But Cornell, his whole family has had epilepsy, and they grow out of it. They had Doug Stewart posted today the report, the memory report. He had the #1 memory report out of every NFL draft pick that got tested. And I don't think it was the one league test, but it was better than anybody. And when he met with the coach from Chicago, the coach saw him 3 weeks later and asked him can you give me the plays that I showed you back out of memory? And he gave it to him 100%. Everything was correct. I mean, I just get tired. I just get tired of seeing that every time one of the Darker brothers have an opportunity, they get screwed on or something come up right before the draft, and all of a sudden their draft stock drop. It goes back to, even though he had a lot of issues right now in Houston, Mitchell Trubisky should have never been drafted before him. Lamar was a Heisman Trophy winner. Lamar was the fifth quarterback drafted in that draft.
That's a fact.
I mean, come on, man. It gets tiresome. It gets tiresome every time that happens. Like when you look at next year's draft picks of QBs, the best QB probably is the kid from Oklahoma. But let's see what happens with that.
So let me ask you a question now. You're the general manager. Vanish, you're the general manager. Junior, you're the general manager. You've been watching him. You've been following his career. All of a sudden, right before it's time for you to go up on the board, maybe a week. I think that news came out probably 2 weeks prior, and this is the news that comes out. Do you still draft him? First round?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, any of you guys, do you still draft him first round?
Draft Justin Fields?
Yeah, with that health issue?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's played with it ever since high school. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say he's not the best quarterback in the draft, because coming out of high school, him and the young man from Jacksonville both played in Georgia. I officiated the young man from Jacksonville's game his senior in high school. I didn't get to officiate Fields in high school. I did a baseball because he was going to be a top tier pick in baseball if he'd have stuck with baseball. He played shortstop. I umpired one of his high school playoff games in baseball, but he outdueled him his senior year at the top 11 quarterback thing that ESPN has. He beat him head to head at Clemson. I mean, his numbers were basically almost on par as his. Georgia, they can say what they want, but he just was never given an opportunity to beat out that kid at Georgia. Jake Fromm. So, I mean, Justin Fields is legit, man. He is legit. And I just don't get it. And this is nothing against the kid from BYU. I don't know him personally. He looked like a pretty decent quarterback, but he had arm surgery coming out of in college 2 years ago.
Really?
Yes. He's had a couple of shoulder surgeries actually. So, and he going to the Mecca. And if you threw a couple of interceptions in New York, what's going to happen to you? Them fans going to be all over you. So are they going to give him the keys to drive the bus? Who's the backup quarterback there? We in the same situation. Who's our backup quarterback? Right now, it's the kid who started against
Pittsburgh.
Was that Seattle Junior?
Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
No, he is he still on the team? The one that started against Pittsburgh?
Gilbert.
Yeah.
Gilbert's good, man.
So right now we got Gilbert and the other kid.
And some start with a D in it. Something. I can't remember.
Danucci.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
he's terrible.
Danucci is sorry.
Yeah, he sucked. He shouldn't even be on. He shouldn't be on the practice squad.
No.
I mean that's and we're gonna change the subject for a minute too, and that's a slap in Cap face too. You know, all this guy done been to the Super Bowl and all this, and now because he choose not to, his right not to stand, you just gonna blackball him and all these garbage behind quarterbacks out there. I mean that's a shame. It's a shame. And all this, what he's doing is what he did, showing that the racism is going on and it's happening. So now they still don't want let him come back, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
I agree with you on that.
Bunch of bums for backups. Been in the league for all these years and they ain't did nothing. They're just bums.
Can't tie their shoe.
I'm telling you.
Who was the one that Dallas had when it wasn't Dak, it was a couple years ago. That guy shouldn't be no quarterback. When Romo went down. Do you remember that guy? I can't remember his name, but he was horrible.
Oh, you talking about yeah, he started when I went to the game in Tampa. He wore number 3. It goes. That's why we don't remember his name because he was trash. Oh boy,
we beat them like in Tampa. Didn't we beat them like 7-6 or something like that?
No, we lost 9-7.
9-7.
We lost 9-7. God, what was his name?
That guy
wore number 3.
He was
terrible. He was awful.
But yeah, they did definitely. They blackballed him.
Big time. Big time.
They blackballed him. They did.
And that dude can go on anybody's field right now, anybody's team, and can compete, can make them a competitor. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand it. But that's the
There's
last
no
game,
other position.
The last game.
There's no other position that epitomizes racism in sports like the black quarterback. You know, Doug Williams went through that. Every black quarterback comes out. Now, you see a lot of teams that are starting to pick, as the game begins to change, they're starting to pick, you know, mobile quarterbacks. And so, you know, it's not a rarity to see somebody pick a black quarterback. But they are harder. They are more critical. It's the same reason why Dak didn't get his money. You know, back in the day, they gave Romo that really big contract. And Romo hasn't produced the way Dak produced. So
you better be glad Troy on the call with you.
Facts. You're right.
You know, so the black quarterback in the NFL has to perform. You know, in order for him to make that second tier money, he's got to be like the Patrick Mahomes. He's got to be like the young men out of Houston. You know, Deshaun Watson. You know, the black quarterback like Dwayne Haskins with the Steelers, they don't get so many second chances. Like, you know, the guy you were just talking about right now. If Dwayne Haskins doesn't catch on in Pittsburgh, he could easily be out the league.
I ain't no easily. He's going to be out the league.
Yeah. So the black quarterback is held to a higher standard than his white counterpart.
Reggie Joyner was talking about Reggie Joyner's chime, and he was talking about quarterbacks. That's pitiful. He mentioned Kittner. Kittner was horrible. And then you know what's crazy about it? These dudes can be horrible, and these guys go on to be quarterback coaches.
Yeah.
You know, they go on to be quarterback coaches, some head coaches.
And why is that? Because the owners and the general managers are predominantly what?
Reggie says sucks.
Light skin.
Light skin, yeah. Light skin, Junior?
Right. Light skin. Real light skin.
Hey, you guys better be careful. The FDA is going to shut you down for having a racist.
I said real light skin, sir. I said real light skin.
Reggie said pork chop. Junior, that's if he's talking about you, Junior.
Huh?
I said Reggie said pork chop.
Oh yeah, that's OSD right there, Bubba. Yeah, that's SD. That's the man right there, buddy.
So what Kansas City did, man. Kansas City went. I think we talked about that already, though. We talked about Kansas City already, didn't we? Going after Orlando Brown.
No, not yet.
Okay. Kansas City went after old Orlando Brown. Hey, Reggie's laughing, Junior. He said when you call him SD.
Oh, I know. I know he laughing. Y'all would laugh too. Y'all would laugh too if y'all know what the SD means. But that's another show. That's another show. That's my man though. OSD.
OSD, huh?
Yes, sir.
So they went after Orlando Brown. They got Orlando Brown in a trade. Missouri linebacker Nick Bolton.
Zeus son?
Huh?
Yeah,
Zeus son?
Zeus son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got him. They got him in a trade right before the draft.
They got him right before the draft.
Wow.
That's a big move.
Yes.
That's a big move. So they picked up the linebacker from Missouri, Nick Bolton. That was their first pick, number 58 overall. Oklahoma center, Creed Humphrey, Florida State defensive end, Josh Kando, Duke tight end Noah Gray, Clemson wide receiver Cornell Powell.
I don't remember him.
I don't either.
Yeah, he got a messed up name from the start.
He got a good first name. And Tennessee Trey Smith. He sounds like a star.
Trey Smith would have been a first round draft pick if it wasn't for his health issues.
Yeah. Reggie Jonas says for sure. But yeah, definitely. So Kansas City made a move for revenge? Are they going to be back in the AFC Championship game?
They back because nobody in their division can stop them. I mean, the rate you saw the catastrophe the Raiders had with their draft picks.
Yeah, they talked.
San Diego's going to be better.
They talked about the Raiders draft picks, man.
San Diego's going and Denver. I mean, Denver's Denver. They have no QB and
Denver was trying to get Rodgers. They're still trying to get Rodgers.
Yeah, now, I thought I was mad in the second round because I thought we were one pick away from getting Trevon Moehrig from TCU. The Raiders traded up to get that pick.
Yes, they traded up to get him. They took everybody. They traded up to get him, man. And that would have been a big move for us.
Answer me this: Why did we let Philly jump ahead of us?
They didn't want to pay that guy top 10 money.
Now, they said they were trying. Some people say they were trying to screw the Giants because the Giants wanted Devontae Smith.
Really?
So they said Dallas and Philly got together because the Giants weren't going to draft Michael Parsons. And I'm telling people, man, we were fortunate that the Giants didn't need a linebacker because we would have lost our top 3 players on our board by making that trade with Philadelphia. You think about it, Chicago moved into that spot. Had the Giants stayed there and drafted Michael Parsons, we would have lost our top 3 draft picks on our board.
Yeah. Yeah. We already lost and we already lost the two corners right in front and then and I saw where we talked about Moehrig the other day. And they were rating him. They were saying, well, that's definitely gonna be help for Dallas. And then the Raiders snatched him up from us.
Yeah, man.
Parsons is a beast. He's a Dallas Cowboy now. But I listened to a couple sports shows and they were saying, who's making these draft picks for who's in the war room for the Raiders? And so, either they're going to come out and be some kind of geniuses after this year is over, or it's going to be exactly what we always thought it would be, because we've watched the Raiders dismantle a good team. I watched them how they've given away some really good players. They've stockpiled some picks, but it's like when you start liquidating your offensive line, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
2 years ago, they had the number one offensive line in the league. I
Right.
don't get it.
Then the following year they trade what's your boy name from with the Bears now? The best defensive end in the league.
The best defensive end in the league.
She.
The beast. Khalil Mack.
It's Chucky. It's Chucky.
Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack. I couldn't believe they got rid of Khalil Mack. And so
it's Chucky. Chucky is a problem. Somebody who ain't win nothing. He won a Super Bowl because Teddy Dungy team.
Yeah.
And they think he's a coach. He ain't no coach.
No,
that was Dungy team.
Tony Dungy built that monster.
Right. Right.
He built that all he did was ride. He did exactly what Barry Switzer did.
Switzer did exactly.
Cowboys after Johnson left. They just went along for the ride. They went along for the ride. So who else are we gonna do? We want to examine anybody else tonight?
No, I gotta run, fellas. I gotta do some insurance training right quick.
Yeah, I got to run too because I gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta go to the grocery store.
You gotta go grocery store. Hey.
Yeah, I go to hunt them brims.
Hey. Absolutely right, pork chop.
Yes, sir. I'm going to Tail Ray's grocery store tomorrow. Tail Ray's
grocery store. You killing them, huh?
Yes.
You killing them?
Yes. Yes.
They in the freezer under the hood back out there, where the sausage right next to the sausage.
Hey, Urban, you got some chores thing you got to do tomorrow? You got chores?
I got to do them tonight, my friend. I can't wait till tomorrow. I got to do them tonight.
You do that chores tomorrow. Go ahead and do that.
You got a chores class. You got chores class you got to go to? Hey, man, I love y'all guys, man. We'll get up.
I love y'all guys too, man. Thank y'all.
All right, man.
Have a good one, fellas.
We want to thank Jimmy Duncan. We want to thank the mayor of Steeler Nation. We want to thank Urban Seabrook. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your support. Cool. And thank all of you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Reggie Joyner. Reggie Joyner, my homeboy, says peace out. Thank you for your support, homeboy. We appreciate it. And he's also another part of Steeler Nation. So I'm outnumbered now because we got two Steelers and a Cowboy in the house. So Reggie understands that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But hey, we just want to thank you guys for chiming in, man, tuning in. Have a Lane India. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next time.
I like that music. That's funky.
It grows on you, right?
It does. It's like something from the 80s. All right, big dog. Take care, brother.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Thank you for
coming. Love you too, man. Peace.